Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a really startling new reality, a story that's completely flipping the script on what was supposed to be a sure-thing career. We're talking about the sudden and honestly brutal job market that's facing computer science graduates right now. This quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? It's from Manasi Mishra, a recent Purdue grad. I mean, can you imagine? You spend years learning to code, you get that degree, you think you're holding a golden ticket to a six-figure job, and the only company that even interviews you is a fast food chain. And look, it's easy to hear that and think, okay, that's just one person's tough luck, right? But this isn't an isolated incident, not at all. Manasi's story is shockingly becoming the norm for a whole generation of people who thought they had it made in tech. Take a look at this number. 5,762. What is that? Well, that's how many job applications Jack Taylor, a computer science grad from Oregon State, sent out over 2 years. And the result of all that effort, he got just 13 interviews and not a single full-time job offer. This is just a complete 180. It's whiplash. A few years ago, a story like Jack's for a CS major would have been, well, it would have been totally unthinkable. So you have to ask the question, what on earth happened? How did the surest bet in the job market just fall apart? To really get what's happening now, we've got to rewind a little bit. We have to talk about the boom. Because for more than a decade, a computer science degree wasn't just a degree. It was treated like a golden ticket, a guaranteed one-way trip to a great career. And what's really remarkable is how unified this message was. Everybody was saying it. The whole learn-to-code movement started in the early 2010s. You had tech titans like Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg pushing it hard. By 2014, it even had the presidential seal of approval, with Barack Obama telling every student they should try an hour of code. The promise couldn't have been clearer. Learn to code and your future is secure. So, an entire generation listened. They enrolled in computer science programs in record numbers. But then, just as they were getting ready to graduate and cashing on that promise, the ground completely shifted from under them. Two huge disruptive forces hit the industry at pretty much the exact same time. And this created the perfect storm. First, AI got unbelievably good at coding. I mean, it can now spit out thousands of lines of code in an instant. This started eating away at the kind of tasks you'd normally give to a junior developer. At the exact same time, the tech giants, we're talking Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, started these massive layoffs. Suddenly, the job market was flooded with thousands of highly skilled senior engineers who are now competing for the very same jobs as these new grads. The stories, like Manasi's and Jack's, are powerful. But the hard data? Well, the numbers really show you the true scale of this crisis. And they are staggering. Just think about this. Last year alone, more than 170,000 students majored in computer-related fields. Now, according to the Computing Research Association, that is more than double the number from just a decade ago. We created this massive supply of coders right as the demand was fundamentally changing under our feet. But this next stat might be the most shocking one of all. According to the New York Federal Reserve, the unemployment rate for a recent computer engineering graduate is 7.5%. You know what it is for an art history major? 3%. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. The major that's been the butt of jokes for decades is currently a much, much safer bet for finding a job than computer science. When you look at all this data, it's pretty clear this isn't just some blip on the radar, not a momentary dip. All the signs are pointing to this being a sustained, difficult new reality for anyone just trying to start their career in tech. And it's not just us saying it. Experts are ringing the alarm bells. An official from that same Computing Research Association, the one that tracked the huge rise in enrollments, they put it very bluntly. They said that the students graduating this year are going to be particularly hard hit. So let's just put it all together. What are these grads really up against? They're walking into a totally saturated entry-level market. They're competing against laid-off senior developers with years of experience. The basic tasks of their jobs are increasingly being done by AI. And on top of all that, you've got these broader economic pressures. It's just the recipe for the crisis that we're seeing unfold. For more than a decade, society made a very clear, very simple promise. Learn to code, and you will have a secure, prosperous future. Today, that promise is fading, if it's not entirely broken already. And that leaves all of us with a really profound question moving forward. If learn to code is no longer the golden ticket, then what is? What's the next promise we're going to make to inspire the next generation?